This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
All right.
So that's fun.
What's that?
That's fun. Your computer.
I don't get it, but
So you
we're
folks
up and
on
running.
you folks on YouTube know what we're talking about. It was the show intro generic remix. A little bit of stuttering and muttering.
I don't know. I'll fade you out on.
Okay. Just make sure you bring it back up.
Yes, I will. I promise. Well, hello everyone. Episode. Wave. Hi. Episode 139. Away we go.
Not off and running.
Nope. Away we go. A little trouble on the intro for the YouTube watchers. Sorry about that. I think I need another update on my Windows computer.
Quality.
My Windows
Quality.
computer needs another update from, what was it, 2 weeks ago where I had the problem? Or Plaid Nation? I
Yep.
don't remember.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Yes. So, there we go.
Yeah.
What a giant hunk of shit.
What are you gonna do?
This week in studio we have Dylan Doyle from the Dylan Doyle Band.
That's right.
Yeah. You can check them out, facebook.com/Dylan Doyle Band or dylandoyle.com. What's going on, man?
Just
How you
hanging
doing?
out. Good to be here.
Yeah. I was excited to have you in because I'm a big blues fan myself. Not like a wacky like fucking. I know, not like a Seattle grunge. Like my Seattle grunge knowledge is better than my blues knowledge, but I've always been a huge fan.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of recently taken a turn from the blues, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're more like roots rock, I'd say.
Yeah,
Close to
I was
you know.
listening. I was listening to the album pretty extensively today, and it's. I could see what you mean. Like you've moved. Is it after this album that just got released? By the way, it's called Heartache. Heartbroken and Crazy.
That album's been out for. That's the old album.
That's the old album.
Yeah.
So what's the new one? Are you
live
talking new
album.
music?
Yeah. We're releasing a new one on Wednesday.
Oh,
November 15th.
wow.
That's good timing.
Jesus
look at
Christ,
that.
we didn't even know about
Yeah.
it. I didn't see any print on it. So, all right. So the live album is going to have old songs, new songs?
Pretty much all new songs, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, new song. None from the old record.
So when you say, well, let's go back to the original, the first
Heartbroken
album,
and Crazy,
Heartbroken and Crazy. I was listening to that, quite a bit today, and it's very much, it's very much blues rock.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it's got a lot of different. It moves in and out of that too, because
Right.
I think you'd like Hudson's Crew a lot.
Yeah.
You heard of them?
I think so.
Yeah, they're
just through the grapevine.
Yeah, they're local.
Yeah, they're
I
a
think,
local band.
I think like you dig some of their sound. There were
Awesome.
definitely a lot of little points that reminded me.
Yeah,
of,
sonically,
right
it's very similar.
Right on.
Because you have the album to me sounds very present, like as in
awesome.
like
Thank you.
everybody seems. It's very much sounds like everybody's in the studio or
Yeah.
really jamming together. It feels
Most of
very
it,
improv.
most of it was live, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just all the guys overhead
Um,
mics, no real tracking, or
the,
I'm sure you
um,
tracked.
Yeah,
but-
no, there was real tracking. It was each like on the kit, every drum had its own individual track and things. But I mean the rhythm tracks on that, the bass, drums and guitar are all they're all live.
Oh,
and
very
then the
cool.
solos, or most of the solos, are overdubbed, and
All
the
right.
organ is overdubbed, and the vocals are overdubbed, but the rhythm is, which is the core of it's live.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of different elements to the music. It's not
Yeah.
just the blues seems to be the basis of the whole thing. But I was
Yeah.
getting like the first track, Mississippi, is the or at least that's the
That's
first
yeah,
track that I listened to.
Right on.
Reminds me of Chris Whitley. I don't know if you know anything about Chris
No,
Whitley.
I don't.
It's kind of like a folky dirt, like
I
slide guitar.
know him, but
blues.
I'm really
Oh,
not
right on.
familiar, so I can't really
He
help you
died.
with
He
this
died
one.
of cancer in the mid '90s. But you should check him out. His first album, I think it's just called Chris Whitley, if I'm not mistaken. But that had a lot of vibe, a good like. It's kind of hard to explain. You have to listen to his stuff.
I'll
to,
check it
to
out. Yeah,
understand.
Chris
But,
Whitley.
Yeah, Chris Whitley.
Right on.
Oh, and I went through more of the album, Hudson Valley, Delta
Yeah, it's
Blues.
a heavy one.
It's a nice heavy.
That
I was
one-
like,
that
oh
one's
shit,
probably
he
my
does some.
favorite.
I was like, oh shit, he does some dirt blues. That's awesome.
Yeah, that seems to be most people's favorite off that.
Well, you mean that's kind of, I would be. I would.
Yeah.
I would say. Well,
It's
basically, 'cause
accessible. Yeah,
it's a Hudson Valley. It's got the Hudson Valley
Title, yeah.
nod to it, but it also, it's got that Black Keys kind of
right,
you
right,
know, harsh,
right.
pop blues nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like it's very popular nowadays. That kind of.
Grungy blues. Yeah,
Yeah.
with
yeah.
a nice edge.
And to me that's like the ultimate kind of sound for me.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you're gonna catch my attention, it's gonna be
Yeah,
like some blues influence and some like just really dirty style
right.
of playing.
Like Alabama Shakes or the London Souls.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the stuff I've been and I was listening to the album. I was like, man, this guy's fucking good. Blah 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 blah.
Thank you.
And I'm just going through it. Adam comes down and he's just like, you listen to the album? I'm like, yeah. He goes, can you believe this fucker's 20? And I went, he's 20? Like
Oh, man.
2-0?
Man,
Yeah, we get super mad at people that are talented and young.
Yeah,
Man.
20's crazy.
well, that record I was 16
Yeah.
when we did that
Oh,
record.
I did the fucking math. Holy shit. It's frightening, man. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
doing
So
that.
he's ahead of Logan Callahan.
Yeah. So that makes Logan Callahan look like a piece of shit. He's another guy we had on the. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know about him.
The name,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, come by the Crafted Cup on the 16th.
Yeah, I
Um,
plan to. Yeah.
He's playing from 6 to 7
Oh,
at
right on.
Crafted Cup 44
That's
Raymond Avenue,
the
Poughkeepsie.
name.
Yeah, I believe Sabrina probably mentioned
Yeah,
it to you.
exactly.
Yeah. So he's going to play for an hour, and then we got open mic, which of course you're welcome to
Yeah,
participate.
I think I will. I'm not
definitely
doing
should.
anything on Thursday.
Yeah, we're trying to come every Thursday. Just come every Thursday and bring 7 to 10 friends.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, come every Thursday and bring 7 to 10 friends.
Yeah, that
Awesome.
will really make it a party. There's going to be an open mic too. I really, again, I don't know. It was really just fascinating listening to the album for me because it changes. There's so many different influences, and
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy. For usually the blues heavier albums stick to blues, but you have like these like weird,
yeah.
like Bad Man. I have to look at my notes because they're over here. But
No worries.
Bad Man has got like a reggae vibe to it too.
Right.
Yeah, I remember hearing that and going like, it felt like a Lion Eyes song for a minute
Yeah.
there.
Oh wow.
You know Lion Eyes? No.
I think in passing, like on the road,
They don't really sound too much like that anymore, but
Right.
like that like reggae kind of with organ and stuff in some songs. Yeah.
Yeah, the organ on that it makes
Yeah.
that
There's
track.
a good amount of organ
Yeah.
on the track. Was it like a? I didn't check the liner notes or anything. What kind of organ was used? Or
it was
there
a
multiple?
real B3.
It was
yeah.
a B3.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
man,
the,
I was gonna say it was a B3.
the guy who did it,
wanna overstep
he just
myself.
got back from going on tour with Donald Fagen from Steely Dan.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he was my housemate for a time too. But yeah, he's the coolest dude.
Oh, that's
Will
awesome.
Bryant, and then on one track, Connor Kennedy, of the Connor Kennedy Minstrel, or just Connor Kennedy. He's playing the Wurlitzer, out of tune Wurlitzer, vintage Wurlitzer on one track.
I love the Wurlitzer.
Yeah, it's a cool track.
I've told a story on the show before
How
about
do you spell that?
WUR Litzer.
Litzer. Yeah.
Just think German, but I don't think it's German. But like
The Whirly.
I think I've told the story. I'm pretty sure I've told the story 1,000 times, most likely on the show. But I brought up a Wurlitzer for Jerry Lee Lewis when he was at
Oh, no way. No
Sony
kidding.
Recording Studios. Yeah, kind of bumped into him,
Yeah.
and he may or may not have asked to where he could have a quote unquote meeting with his friends if it was
Is that where you got that from?
Yeah.
'Cause you've been calling it that for years.
I need to have
It's
a
when you
meeting.
smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go
Yeah,
have a
of course.
meeting.
You need to go have a meeting.
Yeah. He's just like, hey, man, I need to have a meeting with my friends. Is it okay? Like, where can I do that? I'm like, right here, Jerry Lee, wherever you want. You go ahead. Thanks, man. And then he sat down on the same Wurlitzer that I had brought up. Well,
Yeah.
actually, the whole story is I bring it into the room. No one was supposed to be there.
Right.
I just kind of like hit the keys a few times. I don't know how to play it.
Right.
And I hear, sounds good from behind me.
Yeah.
He was in there, just
No
I don't know
fucking way.
Who fuck knows where he was
Oh,
in
man.
the studio? He's just kind of hanging out in the back. But yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis, crazy.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
But yeah, I wanted to ask.
I've never heard that story.
I never told you
No,
that story.
You've never told me
That's a
that.
great story.
Oh yeah, I was just like, holy shit, dude, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be here. He's just like, no, man, it's okay. And then he just asked about the meeting, and then as I'm leaving the studio, I hear him going dink a dink a dink a dink 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 on the fucking Wurlitzer.
Oh,
It was
man.
Asked
cool
to
as
attend
shit.
his meeting.
At the time,
Yeah.
I was
You were
working.
straight edge.
No, I was just working.
Oh man, I got a story. I met this he was a Wall Street guy,
Mhm.
and now he's a organic farmer in the Catskills. And when I met him, he had this whole act. He was like, I met him through this other guy who was the former head of A&R for EMI Records, and this guy
A
was
lot of letters in that sentence.
yeah, and so he used to be this big promotional guy. I forgot what he was. He was involved with Sony, I think, big time, and he was pulling this whole thing. He's like, "Yeah, I don't get off the farm much. Wow, this is a big building, huh?" And he's like, he'd been in the city for decades. He was just fucking with me, and then he gets to telling the story how they were at this big meeting table with Levon Helm.
Oh, no kidding.
And Levon, he was like, as he was talking, Levon rolled the most perfect joint with one hand. And, it got passed around, and this guy was like, everybody wanted to smoke it, but none of them were going to do it. He's like, but then it came to me, and I was like, do I pass up this opportunity, be a professional, or do I get to tell my kids I smoked a joint Levon Helm
Fucking
rolled?
A, man.
And he smoked.
That's sick.
Yeah. I love that story.
Yeah, rest in peace, Levon.
Yeah, of course.
I was gonna ask. I guess, kind of speaking of which, where was it recorded?
The last record? Or,
Yeah.
At the Lee Falco's studio, the old Falcon. I think it's called The Building now. In Marlboro.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. And
Where
almost
is
as
it?
good as
It's called The
Podstock.
Building.
it's the building. Yeah. Yeah.
And where's that?
Marlboro, right off.
So it is
9W.
right
Yeah.
around the
Yep.
right
in
around the corner
neighborhood.
from there.
And then we recorded our live record half a mile down the road at the Falcon.
Okay.
So we're keeping it real concise there.
Well,
And it was mixed across the street from the building by another guy, totally removed from the whole thing, just coincidentally.
who's that then?
Anthony DeFreya.
Oh man, no.
So I'm really interested in the decision to do. I mean, you're not. Are you famous? Not yet, right?
No.
I mean, it's
So to go
Only
to,
in my
to do
mind.
like a live album.
Yeah.
Like that's a totally normal thing to do, but that's something that usually is done after you've established and you've already done, 4 greatest hits like Aerosmith, and then you come out with some shitty live album that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Not saying that your
Hey,
album is
now.
going to be shitty and nobody wants it. It's
treading
just
on
it's
ice
an
here, man.
interesting decision to go second album recorded live, and I think
Right.
it's ballsy, and I respect it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because you're basically saying, you see how fucking good we are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If I can just to me, it makes more sense for a band just from your old music.
Right.
I don't know what your new music sounds like. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
But for a band like yours, for the sound that you have, I would almost say that releasing live albums with new material, like majority new material, or just live albums as new albums,
Right.
makes a little bit more sense. Because it seems like you guys are a lot more loose. It just the whole album to
Yeah.
me sounded like you guys are just fucking just. All right, these are the bones of the songs. Let's fill the rest in
Definitely,
your parts.
definitely, yeah.
So to me,
I guess what I mean is that it's not normally done.
No.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, but what I'm saying is it's probably gonna benefit you
Definitely
in your style of music to hear
Definitely.
it. You know.
Yeah, no, and we're a definite like our impetus for, getting followers and things is our live show. You know, I mean, we put a lot of energy into the live show, and it was actually recommended by that guy I was talking about, Chris Hensley, the former head of A&R for EMI Records, and he recommended doing a sophomore record as a live album, and for the he used his like main comparison was Peter Frampton, Frampton Comes Alive album, and he was saying Frampton's whole thing was the energy he had live and the way he could make the guitar sound live, and so it made for us. I think it made sense to do a live record, and this record isn't. I'm not expecting this to be like the record per se. Like a defining record. This is just kind of a record. I haven't released a record in about 3 years now, and I needed something out. I love
since you were 17, because
right.
You're a jerk. There's way more talent than us.
You can smoke cigarettes and drive after 9 o'clock now. You need to put out a
exactly
new
a second
album.
album. So when you released your first album, you couldn't buy a lottery ticket.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. I didn't have a license either.
And if
for good reason too.
And if there was a parental advisory sticker on it, you'd have to ask your mom and dad to buy your own album.
I'd have to ask them to sell it. Yeah.
We only dig at you because we're mad that we haven't accomplished as much as you have.
We're starting off a little late.
Yeah.
No worries.
So there may be, like, as I get into 6 and 7 PBRs, it may get worse.
Oh boy.
Just so you know.
Oh boy. But yeah, no, the live record, especially this record, we did it at a place that, I've been playing at since I was 15, the Falcon, and Tony, he supports just all living artists, and
And for anybody who doesn't know about the Falcon, it's in Marlboro, and it's off of
1348.
Honestly,
yeah.
I just learned about it today because they do like a jazz thing there.
Oh, it's unreal.
Yeah.
They do.
Tony is.
I guess I should give them.
If
some
you're a
music
fan
credit.
of jazz or blues or
roots, Americana, folk, everything,
R&B, that kind of like really, just bass. Like the foundation of music, what we have today, that kind of music, you go to the Falcon. Everybody knows that. It's in Marlboro. You just jump on 9W and you take it south, and you can't miss the fucking place.
No.
Yeah, so I do need to give credit where credit's due, because I did find out about it from a podcast that I found out about today. The Hudson Valley Podcast. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, it's
very clever.
Hudson Valley Podcast.
Easy to remember.
I just listened to episode 6, which was a couple of months ago. I hope they keep their show going. Yeah, I enjoyed what I've listened to so far, and I'm going to be reaching out to them for Hudson Valley Podcast Alliance. But they were talking about, apparently they do jazz at the Derby in Poughkeepsie, too, every week.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's like a fucking, it's like a jazz, like, jam.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I think Tim Herman, the drummer's involved with that. He's great.
Yeah. So I
so
definitely want to go.
insane.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's right.
So the way that they
near
do
the
it,
waterfront,
the way that
right?
they do it is 2 people come up, they do 2 songs, right? One person rotates out, and then 2 more songs are done with the first person and the second person. But then after the 2 songs, the first person rotates out and another person comes in.
Holy shit. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
where? At the Derby?
At the Derby.
Jesus.
That's like
fucking-
right near the
yeah.
waterfront, right?
Yeah, it's
Derby.
it's up the street from Mahoney's and Amici's and all of that.
Right near the
It's-
train station.
Yeah, it's actually the oldest bar in Poughkeepsie. But
Oh wow.
I mean,
That's
I have
great.
my opinions about the place because I used to go there for they had like fucking pizza night or something, and it was like $5 for a pizza, and it was just it was like Friday nights, and that was like lowest common denominator in that part of Poughkeepsie.
You're
on
blowing my
Friday.
mind because the
Yeah.
Derby hosting like a cool jazz
right?
event
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, no,
kinda
that-
makes me crazy.
I've
That's
heard,
so
I've
I-
heard of some great
yeah.
guys about that.
I think we need to go check that out for sure. I mean, just at least to meet some like local musicians and
Shit,
shit.
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who was it? Beacon Distillery in North Chestnut in Beacon.
Right.
Every second Saturday, because second Saturday down there is a big deal, they do an open mic blues jam. So they got the
wow.
Chris Robb his
Oh yeah, Chris is cool.
Chris
Nice
I think
guy.
it's the Chris Robb band or whatever.
Rabe, I think.
Rabe.
I've heard it. I've heard it so many
well,
ways.
it's
R-A-B.
R-A-A-B-E or something.
Rabe, Rabe,
Rabe.
It's like
Rob.
Broccoli Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're up there, just the three of them,
Yeah, Chris
and
is
they're
great, though,
playing, and
sweetheart.
then you just write your name on a chalkboard, and you just jump up there with them and play.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch, man. It's just really cool.
Falcon does the third Wednesday of every month a jam.
Jesus.
Falcon Underground, the downstairs bar.
Okay. Is everybody like getting all this?
Yeah, this is a
We're
lot.
promoting
This is a
everybody
lot of
else's
jazz
stuff.
information. I was just very interested because I've been doing a lot of research today, and I was
Mhm.
like, let me try and find some more local podcasts.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think we were talking off air, it's like they'll pop up and they'll do 2 episodes and then they fold, and it's just
Yeah.
you know, and it was a good show. It was a good conversation, and I learned about local jazz.
That's
so
great.
I definitely need to check that out at the Derby.
Yeah.
How are you with jazz?
Playing it or?
Well, I mean, everybody
How do you-
playing it.
how do you feel about it?
Oh, I
tricky. How do you
love
feel about
jazz. I recently just I was on a road trip, and I bought John Steinbeck's East of Eden, and I was at this cafe listening to I can't remember the name of the record, but John Coltrane and Duke Ellington. That like the big one where Sentimental Mood, Stevie are on it, and then I just listened to that radio, and I think about 5 hours went by. I read like a huge portion of the book, which is a dense book. Like it takes like 10 minutes to read a page just because it's so rich.
Mhm.
But it just like I've been on this like kick now. I was just listening to put on Spotify that Louis Armstrong, I Ain't Got Nobody, and then I just put the radio on and like some great Billie Holiday tracks were coming on. I can't remember any of the others. They're new names to me today. Old names,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I love jazz. Wes Montgomery is one of my favorite guitar players, and
I would say I'm ready to like jazz.
Yeah.
As an adult person,
it's an acquired
'Cause
taste.
I
It took-
hated it.
It took me
like
a
I
long
like
time.
some Coltrane stuff. Like I go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's cool.
Right.
But I've never like liked it enough to to search it out.
Yeah.
But I think I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I mean-
I got into it. I think for the wrong reasons, and now I'm in. At least I think.
How do you
I'm
get into jazz for the wrong reasons?
Oh, yeah, just like being like, just being able to say like, yeah, I listen to jazz.
Okay.
When I was like in
so
high
for the
school.
same reason that I said I don't like jazz.
So you were
Exactly.
trying.
Yeah.
So
I
you
got
were
into
trying to
it.
not pick up chicks. It seems.
No, I was trying to be the guy that's like, I don't need chicks. I have jazz.
Yeah.
You know.
Write that down. Ugh, that makes my skin hurt. Yeah, I'm not a big jazz fan. I don't know.
Really?
It's weird because I love the blues so much. Jazz.
Well, take it like you got to find your route into jazz because there's so many routes to jazz. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like Steely Dan is a lot of people's gateway
Right.
to jazz.
Yeah.
You know, it's like marijuana to to everything
It's
else.
the gateway drug. Steely Dan. the
Steely
gateway
Dan is the
drug.
gateway drug to jazz. It's a little long, so I'm not gonna write it down. But that's pretty funny.
But you know, and then there's also like things like John Scofield.
Mhm.
You know, there's this.
I know John Scofield.
There's this one record I was just really vibing out to. That's What I Say record, where it's John Scofield playing all Ray Charles covers, and Steve Jordan and I think Pino Palladino are the rhythm section, and every song just it swings like out of this world type
Yeah.
swing. I mean it's unreal. The musicality of all the musicians on it is through the roof.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I've always had a huge respect for jazz. You know, just jazz musicians in general, because
Yeah.
it takes and the same with blues musicians as well.
Right.
But it's the feel for me is different for blues than it is for jazz. Like I listen to jazz and I see like the musicianship and everything like that, and I know it's much more than what they're playing.
Yeah.
And it's how they're playing it and certain things. But with blues, for some reason, I just feel that better when I
Right.
listen to it.
Yeah.
Like I was down in Texas, and I was at just some random bar with a friend of mine. We were on a job, and it was a contract hit,
Mhm.
and we all right, forget it. we go into this bar.
What,
and
was I
there's
supposed to pick up on a joke?
Was it the contract hit
It was
thing?
terrible. It was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I apologize. I take it back. We walk into this place, and there's this blues band playing.
Yeah.
Blues band.
What was their name?
I can't remember them. I think they were just there to just kind of play when they weren't playing with their normal band. The lead guitar player had like like a BC Rich guitar, like really like spiked up, and he was playing blues licks, but they just didn't sound good.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I got a guest guitar player here tonight. I'm gonna bring up kid's name was Rich, probably or whatever." But they bring him up, and he's got a flannel on, pair of ripped jeans, and he's playing a beat to shit Telecaster. Like this thing's shredded, and starts wailing.
Yeah.
He wasn't as fast as the other guy. He wasn't as his tone wasn't as clean, but he was just hitting those notes, those proper notes that you have to hit, the feel that you get from it.
Yeah.
And it's like, listening to your stuff, some of the Going On Down.
Oh yeah.
That's a fucking powerhouse song. I
appreciate it,
love that one. It's
Thank you.
heavy, it's dirty, it's emotional. It's just when you hear those solos and when you hear those notes just hit, and it's not about playing as many. I don't know why I'm just like rambling on and on. It's just I have a real passion for just hearing good blues.
Yeah, I played with this guy in Madison, Wisconsin when I must have been like 15 or maybe 14, named Charlie Brooks, and he used to open for the Temptations. He knew like Ray Charles, Howlin' Wolf, and he got up he got up and he's like, all right, jazz one, or excuse me, blues shuffle or something, and I was like, all right, man, I gotta impress this dude, so I'm going as hard as I can, playing a lot of notes. And he says like over the mic, he's like, man, knock that shit off. You sound like a fucking honky. And like in front of a full house. And I was like, oh man. He's like, and then afterwards he's like, man, I didn't mean to snap at you, son. He's like, but goddamn, you were choking up that music like it was in some goddamn noose. You gotta let it breathe, son, breathe. And then the last time I saw Charlie Brooks, the best word of advice he gave is he got into an elevator with two 30-year-old chicks on either arm, late 60s. He was like, they turned in the elevator. It was like out of a movie. And he turned, he's like, oh, Dylan, one more thing. He's like, don't buy into the hype. That shit will fuck you up. The doors closed, and that was the last time I saw Charlie in person. I talked to him on the phone a couple times.
That's fucking great advice, though, man.
Yeah, but that shit will fuck you up.
That's fucking cool, man. Really cool. How many tracks are in the new?
There's 14, but only 11 songs.
Okay.
There's like the intro by Tony and a couple. There's an interlude where I introduce the band, and then there's a story for one of the tunes.
How do you feel about EPs?
I like them.
Yeah.
I plan to release. I've actually got 30, 40 tunes ready to record.
Really?
Separate from the live record. And like,
how do you have the time for this? Do you go to school? Do you have a job?
Playing music.
You just play music?
I just play music.
He's the Tupac of blues.
Yeah.
I listen to jazz. No, but it's I plan to starting in February start recording this full length. I want to do a 30-track record and release it sometime in the next year and a half.
Christ.
Yeah, so that's like a triple vinyl.
Yeah, real go-getter.
But I'll probably release a couple singles and EPs. In modern day, it's so funny. Like these big records, no one wants to listen to them or go out and buy them. And I think the EPs is where it's really at because everything is so. It's there and it goes flash pan.
Mm-hmm.
And EPs, they're great because it's like you can be like, oh, here's where we are right now. This is our newest stuff. And you can keep it rolling out.
I'm split on it because when it's a band that I really, really, really like, I'm disappointed.
Me too.
But then I also am like, well, I wouldn't have seen this for another 18 months if they built it out to a full album.
Yeah.
So I would kind of rather I would rather from a band that I like, Francis Dean, let's say they keep going with what they're doing and they don't fucking
spiral out of control,
turn shitty, or crash their van into a fucking pole.
Yeah.
So let's say they put out a 3-song EP every 8 months to a year.
Yeah.
I'd be way happier with that than waiting, back in the day, like Pearl Jam, 2 to 3 years in between releases.
Right.
Shit, man.
Or even Clutch, man. I mean, they come out with albums pretty consistently, but it's like 2 years in between, at least 2 years. So if they just said, let's concentrate on these 3 songs and let's move on, imagine how much their music could evolve, because their albums are so different to begin with.
Well, I think
so I'm very split on it, but I would love if I could get a new fucking Clutch release every 8 months.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great.
the pressure of the road too is the other thing too. Because album sales, they're just that's nothing anymore. You got
albums are kind of more for exposure than anything.
So this is you're on Spotify.
Yeah.
Right. How much money have you made from that?
Wow, Jesus, we don't have to get like
no. I
numbers,
mean, is
but-
it like some money or is it like cents?
No, the thing is on Spotify. I don't really make money off Spotify because you only get a cent per play and $1 per download or something like that through. We put our stuff up through TuneCore.
Okay.
And TuneCore I think is the best. I'm all for TuneCore. They put it up on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. But I make pretty decent money on iTunes and Amazon, but most of it is from overseas, like Germany and Ireland. And
this
England.
podcast is really big in Belgium, by the way.
I'm good in Belgium. What's up, my Belgium friends?
How come?
I don't know. I don't even know how they find out about it. But Europe's different, and I think Europe
Sure
is more into the type of music that we put out. When I was just in Ireland in August, and I was received. I was just solo acoustic, and I was received on the solo acoustic how I am received with a band in like our best places. Which
No
is,
shit.
Yeah, and it
In
was
Ireland?
In Ireland, they really dug it, and in Ireland they really love country and western. That's like a huge thing. Country, western, and I mean of course house and hip hop and things like that, which is to be assumed.
Yeah, of course, because that's the segue between the two.
Right. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna. So Ireland went well. I was going to ask because
Ireland
I
was
saw
great.
that you mentioned in a post or something that, or I can't remember what I read, that you would be touring Europe in 2017, but I didn't see any dates on your Facebook.
Yep.
In 2017.
I got that. I was there in the end of August.
Okay.
Yeah, August was a crazy month. We were on tour. July into August was crazy. I had mono, and like we must have played like 30 shows. We did this tour. It was 11 shows in 12 days with one Monday off. And so it was the first day and the 12th day were drive days.
Okay.
And then there were 11 shows condensed inside 10
Where was
days.
this?
It was Midwest. I think on that tour we played the House of Blues in Chicago. No, that was in May. We did that.
Holy shit, man. You get around.
Yeah,
I think that's why it took you a while to get on the show, right? You were touring.
Yeah, I was on tour. Yep.
Yeah.
And there was we almost did that one in September, but I couldn't do that one in September because
it's all blurring together.
We should give a shout out to Sabrina at the Crafted Cup.
She's awesome.
44 Raymond Avenue.
How do you guys know each other?
I think we met at I want to say Willa Vincitor's show at Daryl's house.
Yeah, I still have to reach out to Willa too.
Willa's great.
I think she's really great. I just worry about her being on a show with a dildo in the middle of the table. So that's kind of why I haven't reached out to her yet. But I love her album. It's so good.
But the title track is and that's with that's recorded at the same place we recorded our record.
The Building?
The Building, yeah. And Lee Falco and Brandon Morrison, and I think I don't know if Will is on it, but The Package, which is the band.
Fucking hipsters, man. I'm so tired of this shit.
Well,
The Building, The Package, The Place. We're a band called The Band. Oh, no, wait, that is a real band.
That's
That
a
is
great
real
band.
And they're very good.
And they're not hipster. But yeah.
But I bet you a lot of hipsters were pissed when they Googled that and found out that they were already a band.
Yeah. No, and then they listened to it and they were probably like, damn, how did we not come up with this? Take a load off Fanny. Who's Fanny?
That's good.
Shit. So when did you do your European tour?
The end of August.
And where were you?
all over Ireland, just strictly Ireland. But I was Dublin, Waterford, Wexford. Wexford was a hoot. I wasn't playing there, but I was hanging out there. I played in Galway.
You could drink over there
Played
too,
in
right?
Westport. Yeah, I actually don't drink,
You don't
but
drink?
and but they you kind of have to drink with them. They get it's like part of the culture.
They get pissy.
Yeah, well, it's like a respect thing. If someone's like, Dylan, will you drink with us? It's like, yeah,
Yeah, you don't want to say no, you know.
yeah. Well, I do, but you know, it's like,
Well, yeah.
so yeah, that was the only downside. But you know, when in Rome, I guess, you know. So I looked at it as like, well, I'll do this now, and you know, and make the best of it. And I had a great time hanging out with people, and you know, I would have had a great time with or without the alcohol. But
And it sounds like you did well too.
I did very well. Yeah. I would have made quite a good profit until I was in Westport, and they have really nice clothing shops. Yeah, and like I saw this pair of
So you're not into booze, but you're into clothes.
and jazz. Yeah, and I saw this great pair of boots, and I was like, man, that's the pair of boots I've wanted for a long time. And
I know exactly how you feel.
So how much did you spend on the boots?
140 euro.
Which is
Okay.
how many dollars?
About
How much real money?
75.
Probably like 180, yeah.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's
175,
not
180.
crazy.
Well,
That's
that was like
It's a lot of for a pair of boots. How
I've
often
got a
do you wear 'em?
$1,600
that was
skateboard.
that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, so you
That
spent
like
a lot
that
more money.
broke the like
Yeah.
that was the water breaking.
You're like, well, I got to get some jeans to match.
And I was like, man, wow, that designer shirt made in Ireland. I got the Irish boots, need the Irish shirt. Oh wow, I didn't see that one from the street, you know. And then I bought my girlfriend a clattering in Galway, which was sterling silver, which that was pricey. But that was probably the best.
You can tell us
spent.
off,
your
off
best
air
purchase?
actually how
Yeah.
much it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
She
need a
thinks
leather
it was,
jacket
she
to
thinks
go
it
with
was
these boots.
$700.
I got my wedding ring for $10. It was on eBay. Piece
How-
of cake.
I think
Titanium.
I think I was talking to Kathleen at work about like I don't know how it came up, but I was saying that I'm gonna get my wedding ring is gonna be made out of a dinosaur bone,
Yeah.
which is super cool. But then, how many wedding rings have you lost?
1, 2. I've lost.
You've lost
and
3.
Lost
and broke
3.
1.
No. Lost 2, broke 1.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I got a wooden one, but it was
Yeah.
so fat and huge that like it would sit on your finger and it would just be like
You'd be
this
spocking.
big
It's
thing.
like those things that girls use to spread their toes to paint their toenails.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like wearing one of those
Wow.
things. But I ground it down with my sander,
Yeah.
and it looked great. It looked awesome,
then
and
it
it
cracked a
fit
little bit.
really nice. But it was just too thin, and it broke
Yeah.
while I was actually, I think, getting off the plane from Germany to Paris
Wow.
just recently. So that one broke. So I got this one for like Brooke got this one for me for like $13 on eBay, and I got another $10 titanium one that I wear at work.
Wow. That's great. Yeah, I stayed.
But
with
I have a
this-
$180 pair of boots upstairs that I love.
Yeah.
They were $180 as well.
I just bought this great denim jacket actually before I got here at JCPenney for $17. It was on clearance, but it was normally like 120, and it said 40% off. And I got there, and the guy's like, "Wow, you struck out, $17.95." And I was like,
Hell yeah.
"Fuck yeah, man!"
For, the main section of a Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah,
I would
Now
say
you gotta get
I
a
would
denim
say
vest.
I have spent more on Dead Radio podcast t-shirts in the last 6 months than I have spent on all of my clothes total in the last 2 years.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we still have those limited edition
Yeah.
shirts available. The
So forget about the links.
yeah.
Go to teespring.com/stores/Dead Radio Podcast.
Yeah,
And
and
you
then
can
you'll
see everything we have.
What was it again?
teespring.com/stores/Dead Radio Podcast,
Perfect.
And we have
Okay.
limited edition t-shirts and hoodies.
which I am wearing.
The what do you call it? The what's
I
been
don't know.
fulfilled?
Oh, yeah, it's crowdsourced t-shirts.
Yeah.
So you have to sell a certain amount before it gets fulfilled. It is fulfilled, so if anybody, I mean, it's not going to work for people with the download. because it ends tonight at I think 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Right.
But anybody checking us out on YouTube, or if anybody wants to, if you'd like to share something, I don't care. But I'm gonna share again probably at like 9:30.
Cool.
Yeah, it will be fulfilled. You'll definitely get your shirt. $18 for a T-shirt, $35 for a hoodie. We also have the classic shirt on there.
We were talking about clothing, so we had to.
Yeah, no.
I had to
Classic.
segue.
The classic shirt with the Biohazard logo is on there as well. I see you're wearing your shirt. You were embarrassed to be matchy.
No, I'm just cold. Very chilly.
So it's available in a whole bunch of colors. Not the hoodie, because anything but a black hoodie is fucking weird. It's just fucking weird. Can you imagine somebody in a white hoodie? That's an odd person. That's a person. That's a person that bought a white hoodie at like Big Lots for $8.
Oh man, I'm glad I didn't wear my white hoodie tonight.
You have a white hoodie?
He's got a $312 designer white hoodie.
Yeah, it's Guess, man.
Yeah.
It says Guess on it with gold.
Yeah, for some reason it's got a zipper up the hood, so it goes in this weird lapel. Have you ever seen that fucking sweatshirt?
Yes,
man,
I have.
those are so weird.
So weird.
Hopper wears one on Stranger Things.
Yeah. That's different though.
Oh, geez. We're been here for 40 minutes.
So
Feels
we're
like 15.
So we're at we're at
It's
40
crazy.
minutes. Let's set up some music.
Perfect. Sounds good.
You can play two or three songs, whatever
Great.
you'd like to do.
Sounds great.
I'm very excited that you have like a whole nother album ready to go.
Yeah,
so
I've
maybe
got
we
one
can,
with me too. If
yeah.
you guys, I don't know if you
I
guys have the
definitely
capability
wanna
to play it.
Yeah.
You want to play some of it in the break, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
pass it
So
over. I'll
so we
set
can
it up right now.
we'll play some of your new stuff over the break, and then we'll be back with live music.
Yeah. Don't go too fast, because I got to get the CD from him.
Oh,
So you still
okay.
have to do some chatting.
What's a CD?
I'll show you.
I don't know how to do that.
Let me open it up for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got all.
Well, at least you didn't get the, like, plastic jewel case thing. You just have to cut some plastic, and it's a piece of cake.
Do you remember like they had those specific CD openers?
Yeah, you buy the opener for the CD.
Ooh, this looks nice.
Dylan Doyle live at the Phantom. Orange amps.
Falcon.
Well done. Or I'm sorry, the Phantom, the Falcon.
The Phantom.
I'm fucking dumb. And you
Phantom of the Falcon.
Orange amplifiers, good boy.
Oh yeah.
What's a good track to start with here?
Well, you like the heavy ones, so I'd say the last track, The Flood.
All right, The Flood. I want to know what your favorite is on here, though.
Oh man, let me see it.
I know they're all your children, and you have to treat them equally. But
I really like the font, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
Grand
not being
Theft Auto.
sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. My favorite track on here, probably either The Flood or Will You Love Me? That's a good one.
all right. Well, as soon as my computer wants to fucking stop screwing
Well,
with me.
we can't put it in my computer because it doesn't have a CD drive.
Yeah, well, in the
Oh, man.
meantime, I'll
It's
just do
modern.
this. If you want to get, want to find out more about Dylan Doyle, go to dylandoyleband.com or facebook.com/Dylan Doyle Band. You're also at Dylan Doyle Band on Instagram
And
Well,
Twitter.
and Twitter.
Yep.
Just good job bunching all that together. It's perfect. What is
Yeah,
this?
you're the most like together musical act we've had on the show. A lot of
Yeah.
them are like, yeah, we got an Instagram, but I don't know what it is. Or
It's got a picture of us, but I don't know what the picture is of us.
If you
we
want
got some dates coming up. Check our Facebook page. I think our drummer fucking updated it or something.
Yeah.
Well,
let me call my mom's friend. She'll know.
your Facebook page is well set up.
Thank you. Yeah.
November 15th, 7 p.m. co-billing with Liam
Mwaley
O'Mwaley
of the Hot House Flowers.
of the Hot House Flowers at Daryl's House, 130 New York 22, Pauling, New York. Also November 17th, 9 p.m. at Mohonk Mountain House. How fancy.
Nice.
Yeah.
1000 Mountain Rest Road in New Paltz, New York. And also December 1st, 8 p.m. with the Delta Gypsies at Whistling Willie's, 738 Route 9, Fishkill, New York.
Yeah, I'll be special guesting with those guys.
You got and much more dates on top of that too, yeah.
I do. Yeah. We've got a bunch of stuff coming up in
You're
the new year.
A workhorse.
Yeah,
That's good.
we'll be on tour for New Year's in the Midwest.
Cool. All right, so we'll play some tunes, and we'll be back with some live music.
Awesome.
from Dylan Doyle. Uh-oh. There it is.
So help me, Father, 'cause there is gonna be blood. No, I won't back down. I'm gonna stand my ground. There goes the tyrants in my ear. They expect us to disappear. Clouds running in the darkest blood. Don't wanna get lost in the flood. Water's rising fast. Don't know how long we're gonna last. Let it go another day. Watch your love get swept away. Souls are being bought and sold. A rich man is looking for some gold. Water's rising, the levee won't hold. Better find dry land. Feels like a story that's been told. This may be our last stand. Water's rising fast. Don't know how long we're gonna last. Let it go another day. Watch your love get swept away. Now's the time to call arms before they do too much harm. If it's gonna rain, it's gonna pour. Ask yourself what's worth fighting for. y'all so much. That's Luke LaCrosse and Dorian Randolph. Steve Denman, I'm Dylan Doyle with the Dylan Doyle Band. Thank y'all so much.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Berberich from Long Trail Brewing Company, and you are listening to Dead Radio Podcast.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
You need a better computation machine.
Some useless shit. Yeah, I need a better computing.
What was that you were saying
computation
last
machine.
week about me being a Mac fanboy?
Yeah. And then there's this.
What?
I don't know what the fuck, man. That's driving me crazy. Anyway, all right, we're back.
It might just be. Are you using the sound plant thing?
Yeah.
It might be that is not optimized for your PC.
Oh. Well, we'll get into that later.
Why don't you try and go to your old soundboard and see if it starts working?
Oh, that's not even up to date, so let's not even talk about that. So, yeah, we're all Dylan's all set up, ready to rock.
Oh, yeah.
As it were. You comfortable over there? Everything good?
Yeah, that's
all right,
great.
Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna do it on the.
Do you want to do what are you drinking first?
Oh yeah, let's do
because
what are you
it's gonna
drinking.
be gone before he's
Yeah,
done.
real quick. Adam's like dying to do what are you
Yeah,
drinking?
because it's gonna be gone. So I'm drinking Lagunitas Imperial Stout. It's fucking awesome. I can't figure out what notes I'm getting from it though. It's very molassesy.
Molasses.
Is that a word? It's very thick, very imperial stout. So it's super sweet, but obviously it's balanced by alcohol and all these crazy flavors. But it's very thick, very syrupy, a lot of molasses, and it's 10% alcohol. So I'm happy.
10%.
And $5.50.
$5.50.
This should be a $12 bottle of fucking.
Sure. It's
Lagunitas? $5.50 for this 22 at my market on Raymond Avenue in Poughkeepsie, across the street from the Crafted Cup.
I think that's mislabeled. Go get it
Could
before
be.
it
I'm going to
runs
go buy
out.
all of them.
All right, man. So
You got a harmonica and everything?
Oh, yeah.
where?
It's another multi-instrument piece of
Oh
shit over
man, we're doing some harmonica shit. I love harmonica stuff. When Neil Young breaks out that harmonica neck thing,
Oh, yeah.
it's on.
The neck thing.
Can
yeah.
I real quick before you start playing talk about your guitar? Is this? It looks like a classic Epiphone, but it might be deceiving because
no, it's a it's my dad. I traded him this real junky thing I bought recently for this. Just I recently sold. I had an all right Taylor. I traded a 1971 Fender Bassman head for.
Oh,
I was definitely
the winner.
the winner on that trade.
So what is this now? It's an Epiphone.
I think it's like it's got to be like a 2010 or something. It's a master built. I mean, it's got
Jesus. It looks like it's a vintage.
Yeah, they do that with the headstock. I mean, it's got a great.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's
Super
the jumbo.
warm.
It's like the slang thing for it. It's called a banjo killer because it's a loud, very loud acoustic because
right.
it's so big. And I mean, I like it because for my finger picking style, I like a lot of like muddy bass to it. And
It has
the droney sound.
I prefer bigger sounding acoustics, especially now. Now I'm hosting open mic. It's nothing but these tiny little fucking guitars, ukuleles and stuff. Sometimes I'm like, man, can you give me something that I can work with?
Yeah. But it's got a great pickup system, and it's got like 2 pickups you can blend them, and they've got their EQ.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's
Sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah, this mic's picking it up pretty well. I like that.
Thank you.
I'm very good at my job.
All right,
hobby. It's not a job yet. It's just a hobby.
Yeah, it's still a hobby. So what are we gonna hear now?
I'll do it's my first time playing this one. I just
Oh shit! Hold on 1 second. This is your first time ever that you've ever done this song, playing this?
Oh yeah, I'm making it up as I go. No, but I just wrote this.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
It's a Dead Radio exclusive.
Yeah, you have to.
I can't even
stop.
That's great.
I'm gonna let it go.
No, you have to not use your fucking soundboard anymore.
Yeah, well.
I liked that. Yeah, I wrote this. Must have been a week ago. It's called "Come Back Home." Hello, angel of mine. Lately you've been on my mind. You don't come to my dreams no more. And what's worth dreaming for? I know I can't change yesterday. I know you would never stay. Come back home, baby, you've been gone so long. Come back home, come on, baby, let's sing our song. Come on, baby, let's sing our song. And I don't remember where I'm from. Well, maybe I've changed some. And dreams don't make me smile like they used to. 'Cause I don't dream about you. There's a hole inside of me, yeah. The shadow of your memory. Oh, come back home, baby, you've been gone so long. Come back home, come on, baby, let's sing our song. Come on, baby, let's sing our song. Baby, we were so young, and our song, it was sung. I can still feel it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, that sweet melody, an aching heart's remedy. Why'd you gotta leave me? Why'd you gotta leave me? Why'd you gotta leave me? Come back home, baby, you've been gone so long. Come back home, come on, baby, let's sing our song. Come on, baby, let's sing our song. Come on, baby, let's sing our song. Come on, baby, let's sing our song.
All right, right on, man.
Appreciate it.
That's
Thank
the
you.
best sounding guitar we've had in the studio, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's beautiful, man.
Thank
It's
you.
it's a little bit different.
Definitely, yeah.
A little bit of a departure.
Yeah.
What
big time.
drove you to that kind of sound? I
Uh,
mean, like you were saying roots rock before, and I was actually going to ask you, what do you mean by roots rock? That is good enough for me.
Gotcha.
That's a
Yeah.
good definition.
Actually, you know, it's funny, this live record, we did it like a few days after we came off that 11 shows in 12 days tour, and we played that show. We had a show after it, and then I left the following Tuesday, so about 5 days later, to go to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in Ireland, I was by myself just backpacking, and I stayed with this woman named Barbara in Dublin my first night, and I have a Colombian half sister. And when I was in Colombia, I got really hip to the Buena Vista Social Club, which is really good Latin jazz.
Okay.
For somehow we got talking about them and being in Colombia. So, I went to bed that night, woke up the next day, and Barbara in her house had these speakers that went all over her house, but they were plugged into one 5-disc CD player that would rotate, and she changed the discs every Monday or something like that. So I'm in the shower.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like this Barbara.
Yeah, she's a professional actress too. So she was a hoot. She was so cool. It was a great way. Like, she was almost my introduction to Ireland, you know.
Yeah.
And so there I am in her shower, and all of a sudden the speakers that she had in the bathroom came on, and it was the Buena Vista Social Club. I was like, no fucking way, this is too cool. So I come downstairs. I'm like, did you purposely play that? She's like, oh no, Dylan, that's a funny coincidence. She's like, you must be experiencing Irish spirituality or something like that. So then I'm eating breakfast, and all of a sudden Townes Van Zandt comes on, and my dad used to tour with Townes Van Zandt a few months before Townes passed away, shortly before I was conceived. So I was like, oh, no way. And she's like, Dylan, you like Townes Van Zandt? I was 19 at the time. She's like, no, 19-year-olds know who Townes is. She's like, you must have been raised right. And then I think a John Prine tune came on, and I'm a huge John Prine fan. And then all of a sudden this album came out. I had no idea what it was, but it was just like giving me goosebumps. And it was Ryan Adams. It was the Heartbreaker album. And I had never gotten into Ryan Adams until I was in Ireland. And man, it was like I came back and like I wrote probably like 10, 20 songs while in Ireland, just on the buses, you know, going from city to city, and you know, being alone in cafes and things, you know, just to kill time. And I was listening to that album, and I came back and just had all these new ideas, and things just poured right out of me.
Yeah, so it's just inspiration, just
exactly,
struck,
yeah,
and you just went with it.
Yeah, but what I was the live record almost is like the tombstone to an era. Like I mean, we've changed already. Where my direction is completely like Ireland. It pivoted like almost 180.
Wow.
You know, I mean, we still definitely do rock out. That's our impetus, and you know, but a lot more the drive for this. There's a lot more song driven material now rather than like guitar solo driven.
Right.
You know, and I don't know. I think I've always wanted to do that, but I think in Ireland I finally found the road to which I was going to accomplish the songs.
Yeah.
You know, and it was through not necessarily just strictly through Ryan Adams. The energy in Ireland affected me, but you know, Ryan Adams was kind of like the last little nudge over the edge. You know?
Right.
And then I just kind of fell into where I think I'd always been wanting to be, and it's fun. I'm really, I feel really connected to what I'm doing musically now, which and I did on the live record, but the some of the time before that, I didn't always feel 100%. Being a blues man,
yeah,
it wasn't honest to me, and doing this music is honest
to
me, and feels.
I do really love this.
Yes, it's not a blues album.
behind the CD, and this
I didn't
is
even
like
notice that.
this is a very Pearl Jam late '90s type of CD case.
Yeah.
It's the cardboard single flip, no liner notes, and you pull the CD out, and behind the CD, like the jewel part of this cardboard case,
compact disc for all those ones who don't know
disc.
what that is.
It says, "This is not a blues album," and I just fucking love that.
Thank
because
you, man,
just after hearing that song, I know that it's gonna have a totally different sound from what we've been listening.
Exactly.
What we've been preparing for the last couple of days, when we're not just listening to Sponge.
Oh God, well that's another story.
No,
we'll talk about that at the end.
we're going to talk about that. Food
But yeah,
song.
I love blues music, but I mean, from a young I came up as a blues. People labeled me as a prodigy, and I mean, I love blues music, and I love what the blues society.
You make
done
that
for
sound
me.
like it's a bad thing.
It kind of
be.
is. It kind of. I've been like, I feel very cornered by being titled a blues man, and I have infinite amounts of respect for blues players and people who can do blues, But for me, it was the blues was like the most accessible genre of music for me to get into.
So us rebelling was drinking tequila in the woods at 16, and yours is to make a not blues album.
Yes.
It's not fair. And so I guess you are a prodigy.
To shift genres
Yeah.
at the last
Hopefully
minute
not a
after
blues prodigy.
everyone was saying, like, I was reading some of the reviews. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. People are saying some crazy shit.
Yeah, there's
next Jimi Hendrix, this and that.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
No, and I mean,
you're
I
basically
love
saying, "Oh, that's great. Fuck you. I'm
no,
gonna do what I want."
No. I mean, there is blues in my music, but
Sure.
I'm not. I'm not coming out on the stages anymore and doing. Y'all feeling good? I love
that sounded great, actually.
I love listening to that, but like that's not where my heart is anymore.
Well, it's brave.
I'm growing. I've grown into a different thing. For better or for worse.
Yeah, it's brave because you can't, it's very difficult to jump from what you know you're good at
exactly
to something completely different just
Definitely,
to try just to give it a shot and see how it feels. But if it's inspiring you and if it's giving you more, if it's adding to your passion or it's creating a different channel of passion, then you just got to go with it, man.
No,
because
exactly. Yeah.
Music's only good to me. It only sounds good if it's honest.
Right, exactly.
And once you start getting, when the outside influences start creeping in and everything like that, you start to hear it, and it takes away from the overall experience.
Right. See, and I couldn't continue to I was not in a bad spot. I just wasn't. There was I was playing shows and just kind of showing up and doing them and leaving them, and I wasn't. I mean, I was having a great time playing, of course, but there wasn't that when I was singing or playing the songs where I was like, man, I can really put myself in this song. I mean, especially most of the tunes on Heartbroken and Crazy, are very much just. We do some of them, but most of them are just they're in the past. You know what I mean?
Right.
We've grown out of that, and it's
not so much a new chapter, but it's a new book.
A new book, yeah, exactly. It's a new way of thinking, even. I don't necessarily think when I'm writing a song oh man, these chords will line up well with a ripping solo. I'll be able to solo over that. Now it's more of well, I'll be able to sing over that better, or I'll be able to articulate this emotion through these chords, and be able to articulate that emotion if I do a solo over those chords. It's not I'll be able to shred anymore, which I mean, of course I still have songs where the impetus is to rip, and maybe the pendulum will swing back that way. You never know. So
I can't not laugh. I'm sorry. It's way inside joke. It's not your fault.
No worries. No.
It's old Opie and Anthony reference.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a huge Opie and Anthony fan.
Oh, yeah?
Are you?
Yeah.
That was our impetus.
My dad had
that was our impetus to do this show.
It's too bad they're all split.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's too bad. Half of them are racists, and
a third of them.
And that reference was to Steve's band, who is dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Carr, Pendulum was a song by the band called Foundry, which their producer Steve Carr was a part of. And Steve, he's no longer with us.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But
anyway. My dad corrupted me young.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks, Dad.
Fucking the last time Opie and Anthony was even on the air, you were
together.
You were 15.
Yeah,
on XM,
the best.
Fuck NEW when we started listening
to it.
Sirius
XM. They broke up 3 or 4 years ago. The whole band fell apart.
My dad and he used to live in Boston, so when he'd come down, pick me up, and we'd go up there. He had the Acura MDX, and I remember it was the huge thing. I'd sit in the way back seat, make a fort in the car. And we'd listen to the Opie and Anthony show, followed up by the Ron and Fez show.
Yes, Ron and Fez. Fuck yeah, Ron and Fez.
The whole time I pictured Fez like this frail, skinny guy. And then you see him, he's this big
Yeah, he's
guy.
a whale.
Yeah. But his voice, oh, Ron, yes.
The blueberry is really the standalone fruit.
Oh, that's so great that you got that reference.
I love it.
Because like I said, they haven't been around. I mean, so if you listen to them and then Ron and Fez, it was probably the end of the Sirius XM days.
Yeah.
Around there, so you were like 15, 16.
Oh no,
years
no,
old?
this was the golden days.
Oh,
like,
back
I was
on
like
NEW?
10. I was like 10 listening to that.
Shit.
Yeah, I didn't even hear of Ron and Fez until the XM stuff.
Well, when they were on WNEW,
that would've been
The
the-
early XM stuff is
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
when XM kind of first came out in the cars. That's when.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad was like, he's like, yeah, there's this new radio thing called XM.
Yeah.
And he was explaining it to me. He's like, yeah, there's like all these great channels. There's this one dedicated strictly to vulgar humor. He's like, it's just for you and
It was
I.
called
Your
the
dad
it was
fucking
called-
rules.
Yeah, back then it was called The Edge.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it was.
It was the
And they-
Edge, and it was like
the virus.
no.
The virus. I got it when it was
high
the virus,
voltage.
yeah.
It was the Edge, high voltage, and then the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
When
changed
they were
it
like,
much
the
time.
only reason people are listening to this is because of our show. Maybe you should change the title to what we want it to be. But yeah,
Took 'em like 10
I mean,
years to do that.
Yeah, that show. I mean, I'm sad. I'm sad because Anthony, being one of my idols,
Yeah.
turns out was not the person that he was on the air. He
No,
was just
total
a horrible,
asshole. Yeah.
racist asshole.
Yeah.
And it started to come out when he started pushing the limits of what he could do on XM, and I can't
Yeah.
even imagine what it's like now.
Opie was, from what I hear, Opie is a big like egomaniac too, and
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then Jim's caught in the middle because he just wants to make jokes.
Great.
just-
It's a great shit show for good humor.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like they were all on point with what they were doing. And I'm
But
talking
I,
about fucking
no, it's okay. I mean,
Opie and Anthony just hijacked the
no,
show.
we're talking about our influences. We never talk about our influences.
Yeah.
We ask you assholes about your influences all the fucking time. That's our big influence. That's why we're doing this.
No, I saw the Opie and Anthony
Yeah.
sticker. I was like, oh, this will be good.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a signed picture of them on the way down
No
the
way.
stairs.
Oh,
so
right
I'll
on.
show
But
you.
there is kind of a reason why, like you got the sticker up there, but you're starting to cover it up with other things.
No, I just moved that to get the loser sticker off. Or the
Yeah.
loser patch.
So it's like, it's tough because I still acknowledge that they were a big influence to the show, but I'm also very jaded because I am the exact person on this show that I am every other fucking day. I mean, aside from at work,
every other day though.
I can't be this person at
Yeah.
work because it requires a lot of drinking.
Mhm.
But when I'm not at work, when I'm not trying to be professional, this is the person that I am.
That's great. Yeah.
And I think Opie and Anthony started off that way,
Mhm.
and I don't ever want to become what they
Right.
became. But they're successful. They're doing something right. It's just
Yeah.
it's the fucking overt racism that I
Yeah.
have a problem with.
But see to bring it back around to not to be focused on me.
Would
but
you say that
blues thing.
the pendulum is swinging back the
pendulum
other way?
Swing
back
swinging
to
about
me.
the other way.
Yeah. But what you were saying, this is who you are every other day. The music I'm doing now is who I am. The
Yeah.
blues was I could do it, but it wasn't who I am.
Well, shit, man, you started playing blues and touring and stuff when
Yeah.
you were a teenager.
Right, exactly.
And that's like,
yeah.
you're not set as a teenager.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
some people peak when they're teenagers, I guess, but like,
No.
you're still discovering
So
where you
you're
are
kind of like a
musically.
child actor. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I get, that's a good way.
Very
of
few
looking
of
at
them
it. Yeah.
really just like break out and be themselves.
But it seems like you're more of a Christian Bale type child actor instead of like a Macaulay Culkin, where you're just like
Corey Haim.
You're,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
implode and then die.
Exactly.
Die early.
Yeah. No, but the blues was good to me, and hopefully I was good to the blues being young, and I always tell people to check out the old blues names and things like that, and I listen to them from time to time, but I wasn't even raised on blues. People are like, man, you must have been sipping down turpentine listening to Lightning Hopkins, huh? And I was like, no, man, I was like raised I was raised in a North Carolina town on a tobacco cotton and tobacco farm.
listening to O&A on the back of a fucking Acura.
Yeah. I was riding, getting chauffeured around. No, but
in your own personal mobile fort.
Yeah, the Mob Fort, the Mo Fort. But no, I was like raised on like John Prine and Bob Dylan, and people are like, man, you must have been raised on some serious blues. It's like, no, I just got into that after I got into Hendrix, and wanted to see where he got his stuff from. It's the blues was almost like a school. Way, and like I
can think of worse places to
no,
do your learning.
exactly. I mean, there's so much music comes from the blues too. You know, I mean, almost you can equate almost anything, even house music.
Yeah,
because from hip hop, and hip hop's pretty much just
R&B,
urban blues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's fun to trace that stuff. But I love blues music, but you know, I'm not a modern blues guy.
You build your foundation, you know, and like I said, you just if this is where it's taking you, then I say just go with it, man. Because
let's just say this: no one wants to listen to the first 70 episodes of the show.
Exactly.
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like it's important. I'm happy that it's on the internet and people can check it out.
Yeah,
but how about?
I would say we're batting 500 at this point.
So how about you listen to the new stuff, and if you're a crazy fan, then you just go back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to equate our shitty fucking show with your art.
No.
But I just did, so I apologize.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm happy to be here. I'm enjoying.
We didn't hit our stride until year 2.5.
But once
so
2.5,
for you didn't hit your stride until what, 19? Piece of shit.
All
right, well, we're all set up, so let's hear another song.
Yeah, let's. What are we doing now? Oh, breaking out the capo. Is that real wood, or is it just like it looks like real wood?
I think it's composite. I think it's plastic painted wood.
Yeah.
Or wood painted plastic.
A fully wooden. Whoa, going way up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For anybody who's paying attention, he's putting capo on the 5th fret. 5th fret, everyone.
Let's see.
And he's doing his Neil Young thing. But yeah, once again, while he sets up, let's do this. DylanDoyleBand.com, Facebook.com/DylanDoyleBand. If you want to check him out, November 15th, 7 p.m. Co-billing with Liam O'Moiley of the Hot House Flowers at Daryl's house, 130 New York, 22 Pauling, New York. Also November 17th, 9 p.m. at Mohonk Mountain House, 1000 Mountain Rest Road, New Paltz, New York. And December 1st, 8 p.m. with the Delta Gypsies at Whistling Willie's, Route 9, Fishkill, New York. And all right, what do you got? What are you thinking about here?
This is the first song I wrote in Dublin. It's a little thing called where's the name of it? Where I'd like to be right now.
All right.
Sunsets, candle flickering away, moonlights, the end of another day. Every day's a day closer to you, but I've spent all of my wishes, and if those wishes were to come true, I'd be right there with you, smothering you in kisses. Your arms, where I wanna be right now. I'm gonna get there somehow. Your arms, where I wanna be right now. I'm gonna get there somehow. I can hear the echoes of sirens in the street as I watch where two lovers meet. Feel like a stranger nobody can see, and I'd do anything to have you next to me. No matter how far I roam, your arms will always be my home. 'Cause your arms, where I wanna be right now. I'm gonna get there somehow. Your arms, where I wanna be right now. I'm gonna get there somehow. Your hands are gentle like
the southern rain. Wash away all of my pain. From New York to Dublin, your arms, the best place I've been. The nights get a little more lonely every night you're away from me. Over to you, this loneliness ain't known. There's no woman like you should ever feel alone. No woman like you should ever feel alone. No woman like you should ever feel alone. 'Cause your arms are where I wanna be right now. I'm gonna get there somehow. In your arms where I wanna be right now. I'm gonna get there somehow.
Holy shit. All right, man.
Thank you so much.
That was wonderful. Really, really good. I'm watching you finger pick the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, and the percussion kind of built in.
Well, I was
too.
like, that's like, it really
Thank you.
just just there, that song right there really popped out at me as like, it sounds like a Celtic, it has that Celtic folk
Oh yeah,
tune
thank you.
sound to it. Like just the cadence of your singing,
Thank you.
the that percussive kind of,
Yeah.
you know, that playing the vibrato that you're using in your voice, you know,
Thank
in
you,
certain
yeah.
spots. It just, I was like, God damn, this sounds like, you know, it's like it's a weird mashup of, you know, Americana and Irish folk. It's
Oh, that's
kinda neat.
interesting, man.
Like at least that's, you know, what comes to my mind.
Thank
I don't
you,
know,
yeah.
you know, everybody else, you know, it's all subjective. But
It's funny when I got into music, my impetus for my first stringed instrument was
That's the fourth time
we've
you
used that word a
That's
lot.
the fourth time you've used that word tonight.
Impetus.
Yeah.
I like that
It's a
We
word.
great
use that
word.
word a lot because there's a Clutch song that's
Impetus.
called
It's a great word, man.
Impetus. Yeah, and we use it a lot because the Opie and Anthony. Was,
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, go back 10 minutes. Anyway,
But yeah, I started on a mandolin.
Oh.
And I was really into Celtic punk music, like the Dropkick Murphys.
Okay.
Yeah. So
When you said Celtic punk music, I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, Dropkick." Of course, they're fucking awesome.
yeah. Flogging Molly, the Pogues.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah, I've seen Flogging Molly, and that is probably the funnest. I'm gonna just say funnest. That's
Do
a
it.
word, right? That is the funnest
Raddest.
show I've ever been to.
Raddest.
The
Yeah.
whole crowd just jumping up and down in
Yeah.
time with the music, and just everyone screaming.
Yeah.
And there was bagpipes.
Oh, I
and
know.
just it was fucking nuts.
Give you
Yeah.
an idea though. While some of those road trips in the back of the Acura, listening to Opie and Anthony, they would a few of them led. My dad used to take me when I was like 12 to Dropkick Murphys concerts on St. Patrick's Day in Boston.
Holy
Like,
shit.
those
Yeah, I can't even
shows,
imagine.
nuts. This one dude ended up like literally taking a dump at our feet.
Oh, well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Did it roll down his leg or did he like pull down
No,
his pants?
we were like up on a little thing, you know, like there was the pit area, and then we were on like about a foot elevated concrete thing where there was a railing, and he sat on that foot thing, and when he stood up, there was just like this runny turd, just sitting there.
Man,
and my
Are you
dad
gonna
was
try
like,
to play the shit story bumper.
I can't do it, but no.
I could too.
Dead
There it is.
Radio presents a shit story.
That's great.
So tell us about this runny turd at a Dropkick Murphys concert.
Yeah, man. So there.
So how old were you?
I must have been about 12
Okay,
or 11.
let's
actually,
just break.
probably 11.
Let's just break down I'm not going to say your dad's a bad dad because he sounds awesome. He sounds like how I'm going to be as a dad. I've also already decided I'm naming my first child Bruce Wayne Patane.
That's great.
Yeah, right? I think it's awesome.
Because it's Bruce Wayne and it rhymes.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who he just named his son Max, middle name Danger.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. Because he's like middle names are bullshit anyway, so it might as well be something badass. So when he's on the playground, people are like, "That's Max Danger."
I think that's fucking great.
I love it.
And I feel like if you raise your kid correctly, he's going to embrace that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
No, yeah.
So let's not talk about how bad your dad is. Let's talk about how awesome he is.
Yeah.
So you're 12 years old.
Yeah.
And he brings you to a Dropkick Murphys concert in Boston.
So
where, like, if I was in my 40s and my kid was in his 20s, I'd be like, okay, so here's how this is going to go. You're not going to be more than fucking 15 feet away from me at any time. You're going to have your cell phone on. Like, there would be a conversation about, like, how today is going to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're 12 years old, and he brings you to a Dropkick Murphys concert on St. Patrick's Day in Boston.
Yes.
And someone shit in front of you.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Is that the whole story, or is there, like, more to it?
There's plenty more.
Yeah.
You know, there's...
So wait, what? So what was he doing? Explain it again. Just let's paint a little bit of a better picture because this is kind of a thing we do here. Like we're obsessed with shit stories, and it's been a while since we've had a good one.
We gotta bring it out.
Yeah,
well,
exactly. If you want to talk about shit, we will talk
literally.
about shit at great length.
Well, all right then. Let's take the gloves off here. Yeah. So this guy, man, just like he like clearly fully intoxicated.
Yeah, sure.
And he's slouching there, like head in his knees, and he just fucking gets up, and there's just this big wet turd just chilling there.
So he was.
And meanwhile, it's March.
Yeah.
In Boston.
Yeah.
So he was wearing pants.
Pants. Yeah.
He's
jeans.
wearing jeans.
I strictly remember jeans and a leather coat with like the chain on.
So he's squatting in front of you, or he's leaning against
no,
something?
sitting on the concrete, just like that must have smeared a little bit, you know.
So you think it like seeped through his jeans?
No,
or do you think
he pulled the jeans
them
down. Yeah, because when he stood up, like there was.
Wow, so he risked getting stuck to the concrete.
Well, it was
indoors
at the House of Blues.
Oh, I thought he was outside.
Shit at the House of Blues in Boston on St. Patrick's.
Yeah.
That's fucking rude.
There are a lot of layers. A lot of layers to this story.
Man. So he gets up, and you just see him like drunkenly stumble back to the mosh.
So this
he was like, I just got to get this out of me so I can mosh.
Hey guys, wait a minute. I gotta take a shit. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
This guy shit on the floor, and with a fucking didn't wipe and went back into the pit. That's a soldier.
That's
a fucking soldier.
Soldier right there. That's what they call that. That's
Like,
why they call it a mosh.
Dropkicks Murphy should have pulled him out of the pit and just brought him on stage. Just hang out with us.
Well, shake my hand and please have a seat.
Well, you know how they get everyone up for Kiss Me, I'm Shit-Faced.
Yeah.
This guy, man, must have gone up. He should have gone up and like mooned everybody, because man, that would have been.
It was like a Rorschach test on his asshole. Jesus, that's.
If I felt like I could spell Rorschach right now, I would write that down. But I don't think it's gonna win over what we have.
All right. Shit, we're at 1:30. You want to do another song, and then we'll come back. We'll shoot the shit, and then we'll go.
Yeah, sure. I'll do another tune.
Like I'd hate to, deny everybody a third song.
No, sounds fucking great.
Yeah, let's see.
I just like to.
I love these episodes because he has to do all the work, and I just sit here and go, "That sounds great." That's what I do.
This beer tastes good, and that sounds great.
I finally pulled the pick out of the bag. Wonderful.
Will you be insulted if I go to the bathroom during this?
No, go right ahead, man.
I'm gonna hang.
I was mostly joking, but I think I'm going to.
Capo's back, just for everyone keeping track. It's on the 2nd fret.
This is like a golf commentary. All right, and look at him as he lines up here.
Like
he's got the.
Dylan Doyle has
looks like he dipped his back shoulder there while he was
and he's placed it on the 2nd fret.
And the fingers appear to be arched. At
what gauge string? What gauge strings are you using?
Dylan appears to be using a 13 gauge elixir string. Perhaps reasoning. There's a slight wind helping with the tone, but
Fancy Pants bought the expensive wings, before the expensive strings before he got here. God damn it, that was a mess.
well,
the joke is ruined.
No, actually, the elixir strings are the only strings that work for it because I have like acidic sweat. So
you burn your strings out bad.
They'll last
all nasty?
like a day, and they'll get rusty.
I haven't changed the strings on my guitar for probably 5 years, maybe more. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they're
I've got
nasty.
the
Mine are
elixirs. Yeah, go right
grimy
ahead.
as
Go right
shit.
ahead, yeah, go right ahead. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna finger pick this one. This is a tune off the record 2 for Sale. It's a little thing called "She Don't Love Me." She don't write and she don't call. Hell, she don't do much at all. She don't seem like she used to be. She never says that she loves me. Looks at me like I'm a fool, always saying I'm treating her cruel. Ooh, She don't love me like she one time did before. I asked, hold her, and she asked what for. She don't laugh with me anymore. 'Cause she don't love me like she one time did before. Yeah, yeah, oh, oh. The silence in the room where the laughter once flew. Silence in place of the words I love you. Even when she's close, she's so far away, and I can't find the right words to say. Ain't like she's with me, she's just there, like dust sitting across the chair. Ooh, oh, yeah. She don't love me like she one time did before. I asked, hold her, and she asked what for. She don't laugh with me anymore. She don't love me like she one time did before. The days just seem to roll by like they've forgotten about her and I. Nothing is lonesome as her eyes. Only a matter of time before she'll realize that she don't love me like she one time did before. She don't love me like she one time did before. She don't love me like she one time did before. She don't love me like she one time did before.
All right, man.
Thank you, man.
Well done. I'll be
Appreciate
the
it.
one person clapping. Yeah, that was it's beautiful, man.
Thank you, man.
Picked the shit out of that fucking thing, man. That's scary how fast your hands are.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the finger picking.
I got like I'm listening to the song, but I'm just watching you go. Yeah, fuck that. It's hard enough using a pick. Yeah, you really ripped the shit out of that guitar, man. It's
Thank
just
you,
like
man.
it seems effortless for you, and it's frustrating as hell to watch. Like I, oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh yeah, he was doing it since he was a child.
Yeah. Yeah, it just I was telling Brooke the other day. I was like, I don't know, all these doing the open mic, watching all you guys come in and play. It's just like, oh man, I'm getting that itch again.
Which one do you host at the
Crafted
Crafted
Cup? Crafted Cup. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I will see you on Thursday then.
Oh, great.
Definitely,
Yeah, absolutely. Then feel free to jump up after
think I will,
Logan after Logan's done doing his nonsense.
He's the 24-year-old, right?
Nonsense.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I've
no,
decided that
23.
we're now going to start making fun of him instead of Logan.
Oh, okay.
So
Good.
Logan's a good friend of the show now, and now you're the jerk.
Good. All right.
But yeah, seeing all these guys come through and watching them play, and I was just like, and
Dude,
this past Thursday, this one guy, Oliver, God damn it, what was his last name? Oliver Bulger. He was just like, oh, I haven't played in a long a long time, and I just kind of getting back on the horse and everything. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. He's like, I only got 2 songs, so I'm just gonna do those and go. Goes up, and he's got nylon string guitar. He starts finger picking out these Celtic folk songs.
No way.
It was amazing. He sounded so good, and he was just like,
I was just like behind the bar playing on my phone. It was like one of those like your head kind of looks up. I was like, I should go get my camera and record this.
No.
And so fucking good.
But
so fucking good. It like again,
Yeah.
it makes you angry.
Well,
so let me ask you then. Did his name was Bulger?
Yeah.
Bulger gave you a bulge?
Yes.
Him
Yes.
Anyway, he's the one that's a little non-binary. with
He's
his
the bulger.
sexuality.
Yeah, he gives you. I'm the bulgy.
That's great.
I'll write it down.
Who's
I
the
saw your
bulgess?
look.
So yeah, but seeing all these guys come in,
Yeah.
and it gives me the itch again because I
Definitely, man.
obviously I used to play,
man.
but that was
Yeah,
a
you gotta play.
long time ago,
It's
and
great.
I just it's fun, but it's good to see that we got a lot of local acts here that are super talented and just playing really solid music.
Yeah,
all around.
there's a bunch of young guys too. Like I'm kind of like the
Compared to you,
well, yeah.
What are they fucking 10?
Well, no, I think like I'm like
these kids coming up these days.
well, there's like three like I'm one of I think like I'm kind of put into this group of 3 young guitar players. There's Connor Kennedy. I think he's like 23, 24 now. He just toured with Donald Fagen from Steely Dan, and his record is unreal. And then there's Miles Mancuso, who I think is about 22.
I've heard his.
That
I've heard
guy.
his name.
He's
He's only 22.
He plays I mean, literally, he plays saxophone, keys, drums,
I've emailed
guitar.
back and forth with him a few times. He's just too busy.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
But
Miles
he
is
will be on the
insane.
show at some point.
Yeah.
It's just, so I'm touring for 7 months, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, he was in
okay.
Key West. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had this gig in Key West for like a year and a half
Yeah.
playing with I think with Jimmy Buffett.
22 in Key West
Yeah.
with Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
That kid is having sex with so many 35-year-old ladies. He definitely is.
35, 45.
Well,
sir.
no, Jimmy Buffett gets the 45-year-old ladies.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Yeah, Miles he's an animal.
But yeah, man, it was all 3. I think you're, I think you're going in a great direction.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
especially if it's because it's coming from a place of honesty and
Especially
passion.
because we were totally on board with your first album.
Shit,
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
man. I
and
thought we were
expecting to talk about that.
Yeah.
And like honestly going into it, like I was just like, we'll see. And then really enjoyed it especially halfway through, and then the second listen, I was like, yeah, I'm totally on board with this. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
then now what you're doing is just totally different, and I'm really excited to listen to
Awesome,
the
man.
whole album.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm proud of this album. I think it'll be
So this hasn't dropped yet.
no Wednesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, November 15th.
Okay.
It'll be available on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify.
I'm glad we got you when
Yeah.
we did, man.
Yeah, that's what I
perfect.
was when Adam.
Yeah.
I was like, that's that. This actually
Mhm.
wasn't the anticipated release date. We were going to release it later in the month, but the production was super quick with it, and we had this show with Liam at Daryl's, and we're like, well, why don't we just release it then and help promote that show and get some extra people out. I released it in the Midwest, just some hard copies when I was on tour out there weekend before last. But I'm very excited to have this out, and it's been getting a lot of radio play, Radio Woodstock and KZE. I think I can never remember the one that Rita Ryan's show, Local Motion, played it last Wednesday.
Yeah, I've got it written down.
Yeah.
Locomotive, WVKR.
WVK, that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
91.3.
yeah, she's great. Rita's a sweetheart. She's the bomb. You guys
can
are
hear
great.
it. You can hear it here, like in this location, and maybe 100 yards out from there.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah?
Oh no, VKR's got a huge signal.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
no,
I always have
they're
trouble
big.
picking it. Like even at my house, I
North
can't pick it up.
North Poughkeepsie, it starts getting difficult. You go south, go down
Mhm.
9W, you can get that thing all the way. You can
Really?
get it all the way out to Middletown.
Because I have trouble getting it like in my driveway, which is 2 miles from.
Yeah, it's
from
it's the way their tower is on the other side of the river, and it's facing it's like facing southwest.
Why?
It's just it's just the FCC.
That's so stupid. Yeah. Like, I'm seriously 1.1 miles away from the college.
It's like 600 watts, and it's a massive signel. Like, they get a
Really?
lot of coverage for
All right,
what they
so
have.
not near Vassar where I am. You can't hear it.
If you're around, if you're local, you're not supposed to hear it.
Oh, okay.
Just
listen to the live stream online, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's you want to take a quick break and come back I don't know. I think
you just need to push that mic out of the way. 60-second break, and we're done. Welcome back with Dylan Doyle of the Dylan Doyle Band.
Yeah. Howdy. It's good to be back.
And there we are.
Yeah, the rest of the show is just going to be us plugging our T-shirts
Yeah.
for the next 2 hours.
All right. Well, I guess that's a good place to do that. Sure. Dylan, man, this was a shit ton of fun.
Hey, I had a great time.
Real quick, you said you were from North Carolina.
Yeah.
And you grew up on a tobacco plantation?
Cotton and tobacco.
What? Okay.
Where?
Lillington, North Carolina.
Lillington. That sounds familiar. I lived in just north of Charlotte in I'm blanking on where I went to college. Mooresville.
Lillington, I think, is an hour southwest of Raleigh.
Okay. So close to where I was.
Yeah. It's a real small town.
Yeah, I was in Mooresville, North Carolina, which is 30-40 minutes direct north of Charlotte.
I think we're pretty close to like you'd probably be like 4 hours from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
That's right in the.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's where all the NASCAR teams are.
Yeah. So while you were going to school, he was
being 5.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. I had this neighbor named
He's
Ralph.
Just chilling in daycare with his neighbor Ralph.
Yeah. No, but Ralph was actually this old black blues guitar player who.
So he wasn't in daycare with you then?
No. But apparently,
that would have been weird. A little.
He literally just up and left his house one day with his kid, and like they left all their furniture, and I think like it turned out he was like some criminal or something.
Oh shit!
It's this and like he was like the cool. He was. It was nuts, man. He'd come over and be like, yeah, our neighbors, whatever his name, Thick. So he's like, I'm gonna go over there and shoot me a couple squirrel, cook them up. If I kill me about 5 of them motherfuckers, I can make a good pot of stew. And it's like out there, man. But like sometimes when the wind was blowing, I think we lived on the west side of his house. So if it was blowing west, you could kind of hear, and he was playing. It was so weird how you could hear it through the rustles. Of the tobacco and cotton. A lot of snakes, too.
And it was just wafting fucking squirrel meat smells.
Yeah, exactly.
Squirrel meat and blues.
That's a contender.
Yeah.
We'll put that down.
Jesus Christ. So, how long were you in North Carolina?
Till I was about 6 or 7.
And then you moved up here?
Yeah.
And you've always been in New York since, or?
Yeah, and right now I live kind of halfway in the Midwest, halfway here. I rotate. I stay in places out there and, have some stuff going on out there. It's a circuit, man.
Jesus, man, you're doing it right. You gotta
appreciate it.
You gotta have your feet on the ground. You gotta be moving.
Yeah.
And playing out. That's crazy.
That's
you got a lot of drive. I like that.
I love to drive. Oh, I've got a lot of. I thought you said.
Driven everywhere I was.
Driven.
I drive a lot.
That's an Eddie Izzard joke right there.
Perfect. You could be like the next Lincoln Town Car spokesman or whatever the fuck, Lincoln Navigator.
Yeah. I'm Dylan Doyle.
Yeah, you just
and I like to stand in the rain and drive Lincolns.
It's more like a sense of calm. Whatever fucking Matthew McConaughey
we're
saying
doing the Matthew McConaughey thing.
Goddamn
I'm so tired
stupid
of Matthew
commercial.
McConaughey. He can just stop.
Man, I hear his parties are wild though.
It's just like that short depth of field, always in the rain, always at night. Like, I like driving a Lincoln. You don't drive a Lincoln. You don't. Maybe because they gave you one. Maybe that's why you drive it.
Yeah, but he probably drives like an Audi or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like an Audi kind of guy.
It's Matthew McConaughey. He has people drive him places.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking drive.
That fucker doesn't get behind the wheel. You
I love
crazy?
that,
You know how much he's worth if he gets into a car accident? Forget it. Man, Dylan, it was great having
Hey,
you.
thank you, guys.
I will say I was a little nervous because after he said you were 20, and after listening to your music and then him saying you were 20, I thought you were going to be one of those creepy weirdo kids that are like too smart for the.
Yeah, you know, I got into blues because you know it was really the science behind it. You know, it's really fascinating.
Oh, when you switch from a B7 to an A minor, is the way that the transition.
Wait, I did have one question that I forgot to ask you. So you're 20 years old.
Yes.
So you never went to school for this, right?
No, I didn't.
Good. Why the fuck would you? Thank you.
Oh shit!
Wait, was that a good?
No,
that was a rhetorical question.
No, it's because I went to school for photography and it was a waste of goddamn time.
Yeah, no, I was talking to my girlfriend about that, and I was like, the thing is, like, art is a beautiful thing, and you can professors sometimes can teach you, but the way I'm kind of going about it is like, I'm almost in vocational school, if that makes sense. You know, I'm learning the trade by experience.
I feel like
it's
the
only on-the-job
I feel
training.
like the only thing that I got out of going to school for photography was like meeting people that could teach me things.
Yes.
But it was totally outside of any classroom environment whatsoever.
Exactly.
I feel like most of the time I was in school, I was
Right.
teaching other people that were bad at what they were trying to do.
Right.
So most of you go to like Juilliard, you're already so fucking good.
Yeah.
To get in there, you know what I mean?
Thing is with these colleges, like I've played with a couple of musicians who went to Berkeley, and they're saying like, this is jazz, you know, from X to Z, but Berkeley makes it just Y, like just this small narrow path. Like this is Berkeley jazz, and this is what you have to study, this very narrow vein. And they kind of like want everyone to come out and do the same, which makes sense because it's a curriculum based, and music isn't like a singular curriculum. It's self-expression. Same with photography and art. You know, you can't really like, this is how you need to express yourself in this format. It's like, well, you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't teach that. That's like, it's like, well, I don't want to express myself. You know, where someone watches, like a house burning down, someone's crying, another person's like, that's fucking awesome, man. Woo! And listens to like.
Okay, that's a little bit of a weird reference, but I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
those people are called arsonists.
I did just learn about I did just learn about an artist today that their entire thing that they do is just lines, and she went. I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head, but she went into it going like, "How can I just draw lines and still have everyone go, oh, that's this artist?" That's how she started everything. And she has a huge line. She just launched a YouTube channel with hundreds of thousands of followers.
Like a line as in clothing?
Lines,
or
like squiggly lines.
She's got like one huge line?
Yeah.
So it's a line. Her art is line-based. It's like kind of graffiti art, and it's amazing. I wish I could tell you the fucking name. We'll put it in the description.
We'll call her Lainey Linerson.
Lainey Linerson.
All right.
But it's one of those things where it's not traditionally correct or good.
Yeah. Interesting.
All of the rules of art don't apply to what she's doing.
Right.
So if she went to art school, like all of her teachers, she specifically said, told her not to go to art school because she wasn't good. Yeah. And now she's like she's doing collaborations with rappers and shit like that.
Wow,
for
that's
clothing
awesome.
lines.
But look at like someone like Django Reinhardt. He only had 2 fingers and from the car accident, incredible gypsy jazz. Or people that go about it backwards, like Doyle Bramhall plays a guitar completely upside down.
Look what I wrote down here.
Doyle Bramhall. No way, man. It's crazy.
That's exactly what, like, when I was listening, I'm like, sounds like Doyle.
My ex-girlfriend is
the other Doyle.
My ex-girlfriend's on tour with him right now.
No fucking way.
yeah, I've hung with Doyle.
I saw.
He bought me dinner.
No shit.
Yeah, no, yeah. Take the
second or the first?
The second.
The second.
Junior. Yeah.
I don't know if the first is still around.
He's not. No.
Okay.
But
sorry.
So yeah, I was at Bowl Live this year when he sat in with Soul Live, and fucking crazy, man. So I'm sitting there on the couch, like with Thea was there too, because they're good friends, and all of a sudden, this, like, you feel this energy presence walk in. I turn to my back, fucking Kamasi Washington is sitting. He basically wrote the music for Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly."
Oh shit!
And
that's
like
a fucking good album.
Yeah, Kamasi, like, prophetly, like a deity, walks on the stage and rips this sax solo. It was just unreal. So like the night I met Doyle Bramhall, I met Kamasi Washington and Soul Live.
I saw Doyle on a DVD that I brought for my father, the Crossroads, the Eric Clapton thing.
Is that the one where he introduced Gary?
It was
Clark
just
Jr.?
it was just him, and he was just sitting on a chair, and it was like him and a bass player.
Wow.
And they did this song called Rosie.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy
God, yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah, man.
I heard
I
it
know
from the
that-
other
that-
room. I walk in, I'm like, Dad, what are you listening to? He's just like, I'm watching this DVD. This guy's amazing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's just sitting there playing his fucking like
Doyle's a
cherry,
cat, man.
you know, his candy apple red guitar.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it, what a fucking awesome song.
Yeah, Doyle's one heavy dude. He's just like, he's a really great
Yeah.
musician.
Heavy is a good word
Yeah.
for him. It's just
He's one cool dude.
Yeah. Adam's giving me the points here. We got to do plugs.
Well, so wait, one more thing. The artist that I was talking about, her name is Chantel Martin.
Chantel Martin.
She does not need our help because
we need her
She
help.
launched her YouTube channel 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And she's at 9,987 views,
Okie
which
dokie.
means that she is 13 views away from being monetized. Which we've been doing this for 3 fucking years,
And we
and
just got
finally
it.
got there after they took it away, and now they've given it back. So she's doing fine because Casey Neistat's a fan, and he featured her. in it.
All right.
They did like a Samsung video and all that kind of shit. So, but again, not like my favorite kind of art. But when she said, so I wanted to draw a line and have people go, that's Chantel Martin's line. Watch the video knowing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You want to do plugs or titles
Yeah.
first?
So
Wanna do plugs first?
Let's do plugs first.
All right. So what are we plugging? The T-shirt.
We got to talk about let's talk about our T-shirts.
They are available from now until when? 11 or
like
12?
a couple of hours. It's like 11 something.
All right, so
or 10 something even.
We'll call it 10:30.
Yeah.
Our special edition shirts drawn by Ryan G. Brown are available at teespring.com/store/deadradiopodcast. You'll know this. We have our regular biohazard symbol, but then you'll see the Ryan G. Brown symbol. Check. The campaign is already fulfilled, so if you get a shirt, it will get delivered.
Yeah, it'll ship in the next couple of days, and you'll have it by the end of the week.
We'll also you wrote food stock. What is this?
That's the fucking Sponge interview that we're doing.
Food
That's-
stock is the name of the whole thing at the chance.
Yeah.
All right.
So November 16th, is it?
It's November. I don't
18th.
know. Let me get the whole fucking thing together.
This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday,
November
at the
18th.
chance, they're
Yeah.
doing food stock, and it's a. Let me just get the whole thing up here real quick.
They again don't need our promotion.
Yeah,
But
it's Food Stock 10 featuring Sponge, Ruth, Snaphammer, Cersei, Rachel Hendricks, Story Charlemagne, and it's a. I'm trying to get any kind of information, but the chance. It's funny like that.
They're terrible.
Oh God. Well, apparently Sponge will be performing Rotting Pinata in its entirety and celebrating 20 years
That
of
is
Wax
so
Ecstatic. I'm so
exciting.
fucking excited. Have you ever heard of Sponge?
No, I haven't.
Like a mid-90s alternative band, but that's not doing them justice. Like
Yeah.
I was listening to them a little bit more extensively today.
Mhm.
They're a badass band.
Holy,
awesome.
I am so excited for that. I'm so fucking excited,
Well-
especially because we're interviewing Sponge.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
just
probably
kind of.
you guys got tickets then too.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
They'll get you
But
in.
I'm completely fine paying for tickets for a charity. So
Oh, no, man,
yeah.
just get in for free.
So I kind of we talked about this
here we
a
go.
week ago. I was just like, yeah, fuck it. I emailed their press contact.
Yeah.
Let's see if they'll let us interview them.
That's great.
So Food Stock was
Yeah.
founded 2005 by Turning Point Entertainment. And the Food Stock Fund is they raise money, food, and supplies for several organizations within the Hudson Valley. The fund has presented 9 food stock concerts and 7 Laughing Stock comedy shows. Wow, we should get into bed with these guys. Do some spooning.
Sponging.
It's do some sponging, sponge up some of the goodness. November 18th at the Chance at Sponge. With Ruth Roof, Cersei, Snap Hammer. Yeah, they will also performing Rotting Pinata in its entirety, and also perform songs from Wax Ecstatic to celebrate the album's 20th anniversary. It's a sorry, I'm just still learning
You're doing
about this.
a terrible job. It's
Charitable
fine.
Fund, which organizes an annual charity concert and annual comedy event to donate to food-related charitable organizations within the Hudson Valley. So,
So
There you
anyway, come out for a good cause.
And
then
what is the charity for?
What he just said.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you're a piece of shit for doing this to me.
He just said it.
It's tricky because they don't
It's like food related.
Oh, that's good.
Help.
Oh, it's that time of
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
That's great.
So we don't know a lot about the charity. That's not what this is all about.
All just popped up.
We
Yeah.
so I randomly
Oh Christ! Listen to
decided-
this. A
What?
Thanksgiving staple in the Hudson Valley for 10 years. This annual event has raised over $50,000 to feed
Wow.
people in need while providing a diverse and extraordinary
great.
musical lineup. So
That's
this
great.
This is a big
so
fucking deal.
Sponge is being featured, and if you don't know Sponge, you should check them out. You probably do. Like, everyone has heard a Sponge song. They were
Yeah.
very popular in the mid to late 90s.
Right.
And they're definitely more famous than we are, so I really appreciate them allowing us to interview them.
That's great.
But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to email their press contact and see if we can do an interview. And she got right back to me and said, yeah. So I talked to Vinny, the lead singer of the band, and he's like, cool, can you do an interview at 4 at the Chance? So we're going to do that.
That's
and then she
awesome.
gave me his cell phone number. So I have Vinny from Sponge's cell phone number.
It's really fucking
And it's
surreal.
really difficult for me to not be like, hey, what's going on? Just like text him.
Send him like
Yeah.
some cool
Just
YouTube
be like,
video.
Have you checked out our show yet? Or
Send him your bit
Yeah.
emoji.
yeah,
So so we're gonna be doing that.
we're super excited.
That's
Super
awesome.
super stoked for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Also, I guess we should do some real plugs too. The barbershop.
Well,
You want to do that too? or
so
no?
so this interview will probably not come out to like Monday, maybe, because we're going to be recording it via remote. On
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah.
So maybe next Sunday, next Monday, whenever we have the chance to post it, that interview will be up. Obviously, we can't promote the event because we're going to be recording it a few hours before the event, so we want to promote it now. But again, all of our hardcore listeners, such as Adam, the UPS driver,
Adam number 2.
and that's it. You'll get 2 episodes next week instead of 1. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, you got 2 episodes. So
That was the end of the outro.
that was the end of the outro. 17 minutes. So do you want to just noodle on your guitar for an outro?
no, I got it going. We're good.
Yeah. So
I gotta get rolling too.
So the
Yeah,
our few hardcore fans will get 2 episodes 2 weeks in a row. And now we'll just pick a title really quick.
Yeah, Adam, as you can see, has been compiling a list of titles throughout the show. Possible titles.
Oh, that's what the
And
quotes have been.
we're going to go through them and figure out what to call this fucking show. So take it
So
away.
your vote counts, but not for very much. So we have Out of Tune Wurlitzer.
Okay.
I Don't Need Chicks, I Have Jazz.
Ooh.
I like that one.
Don't Buy Into the Hype, That Shit Will Fuck You Up.
That one's good
It's
too.
a long one.
Who's Fanny?
Who is Fanny? I don't even remember talking about Fanny.
Harmonica Neck Thing. Harmonica Neck Thing. Road Trips in the Back of the Acura. I Am the Bulgy. That was when, you had a bulge. Okay. And then Squirrel Meat and Blues.
Oof.
Oh man,
I'm going to go with I Don't Need Chicks, I Have Jazz.
I'm all for that one.
Yeah,
All right.
That's
So it is. So it shall be. Give that a circle. I'll do hashtag Squirrel Meat and Blues. And
yeah.
hashtag Who's Fanny? Fuck it.
Fuck it.
We were talking about the band.
The band, yeah. Take a load off, Fanny.
Yeah, all the hipsters like
Yeah.
The band? I wanted that name. Who the fuck is Fanny?
One more time. Let me get this. One more time. Dylan Doyle Band. DylanDoyleBand.com. Facebook.com/Dylan Doyle Band. Check out his old album, Heartbroken and Crazy. Also, he's going to be dropping a new album, Live at the Falcon. Dylan Doyle Live at the Falcon. And it's all new music, just recorded live at the Falcon. That's going to be out Wednesday, you said?
Wednesday, November 15th.
All right, Wednesday, November 15th. And if you guys want to see him live, he's playing November 15th at 7 p.m. Co-billing with Liam Omwele of the Hot House Flowers. It's such a weird
The Hot
spelled.
House Flowers is a great band name.
Yeah, they're a great band too.
Yeah.
Actually, to give you an idea, the day I met Liam, he's from Ireland, and we were playing.
Weird.
Who would have guessed that? So we were playing this show at Snug Harbor in New Paltz.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, this 6'2" hairy dude walks in. He just had an energy to him. So I went up to him afterwards and was talking to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, my name's Liam." And then something got and he was like, "Oh yeah, I play a little bit of music myself." Come to find out, that day he had gotten a text from Bono, inviting him over to lunch with he and Patti Smith.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he's a heavy guy, man.
I gotta go to this fucking lunch with Bono.
Oh yeah. Oh, Patti Smith's
Took
gonna
a
be
break
there.
from the Africans to pay some tribute to the Irish.
I feel like if I get an invite to lunch from Bono, even I'd be like, fucking Bono. I mean, it'll be good for the show, so I'm going, but fuck.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look him through those
Yeah,
squinty sunglasses.
Anyway, yeah, November 15th. Liam, say it again one more time.
Liam Omwele
of the Hot House Flowers at Daryl's House, 130 New York, 22 Pauling, New York. November 17th, 9 p.m. at Mohawk Mountain House, a fancy establishment, at 1000 Mountain Rest Road in New Paltz, New York. And also December 1st, 8 p.m. with the Delta Gypsies at Whistling Willie's in Route 9 in Fishkill, New York. So thanks a lot for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
everything sounded great.
I'm
great. Thank
excited about your shift. I think it's a cool. I think it's a
you.
really cool thing. It's
Appreciate
really
it, man.
bold, and I wish you luck with it.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
All right, next week, anything? I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's gotten to the point where we have just too much on our plate.
Dude, I can't keep fucking track of it.
Too focused on Sponge right now. Whoever's
So it's Eye the Fire. They just had an album release show at the Chance. So their band we're not too familiar with. So we're going to spend the next week after we're done just memorizing Sponge's entire fucking catalog.
Eye the Fire's getting the short end of the stick. Sorry, fellas.
They'll understand.
And lady.
They will
maybe.
understand.
I don't know.
I don't
Any ladies in there?
I don't
Okay,
remember.
whatever.
But they're kind of I think they're kind of like a metally band. I
right.
listened the week that I booked them, but it's been a while.
Watch you come to find out they're like soft acoustic.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Still haven't heard anything back from Vomit Fist, but we're working on them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very excited for Vomit Fist.
All right, we'll see everybody next week, and
possibly early if Bosch gets off his ass and posts the Sponge interview immediately Sunday morning.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
Probably not though, but maybe.
Well, that's it. Bacchanal.